Alright, what's up, y'all? Coming at you today with a deck profile for for Forgotten Streams, for a pretty standardized deck. It's going to be the Wind Witch Artifact Invoked deck, and
in that order?
Pretty much. I don't know, you'll see. So yeah, it's pretty standard, but I added some spice text to it. Just some small things. I really like this deck. Taken it to locals a few times. It's did pretty well. So yeah, let's just jump right in. So for starters, triple Alistair. I mean, you know what he does. He's the starter. He's your star dude. He does all the fusion plays, the most important. So you run 3 of him. You want to see him.
Mm-hmm.
And you run 9 ways to get to him. So that's what's important. Then for the Wind Witches, you play triple Ice Bell. She's another starter card. Double Glass Bell and 1 Snow Bell. Just because you'd never want to open this. You'd rather not open her, and you always want to see her. Because it's the one card cringe to win. This is what gets you the sauce for the deck. And sauce. Yeah. Does the baller combos. And then for the artifacts, standard again, double Scythe, 1 Moral Tech. Just to this, you never want to open him either. It's pretty bricky, because then you're relying on your opponent just twin twistering you and getting their effects. This guy, some people cut. He is pretty awesome though. His effect's not targeting, so destruction of any face-up card. It doesn't target, so a lot of people, for some reason in my locals, I always seem to play a Cosmo deck, so it's great against the ships, just getting around them, so it's good. Then just 3 more monsters, and they're all hand traps. You play 2 Ghost Ogre, 1 Maxi, just because, I mean, this...
It's all that you're allowed.
Yeah, it's all that you're allowed, and it can be pretty baller if you get it. And this card, it protects the deck pretty well against just random shit that might just kill it. Or it helps you a lot going second, because that's something the deck struggles with. So all these hand traps, they all really help the deck going second. So that's why you run them. And so that's all the monsters on the spells. Triple Terraforming and triple Magical Meltdown.
That's the 9 ways to get out your...
Yep, these are the other
the
6...
9 ways to get to what's the next spell?
6 other Alistairs, and they pretty much get you to this. So double Invocation.
Would you run 3 if you had a 3rd?
No, you don't need 3.
Need to.
You just don't need to. It's good enough to run 3, but like... totally unnecessary. It recycles itself, and honestly, if you open both with a way to get to Alistair, like, or just 1 and a way to get to Alistair, like, that can be really good in extending your plays. You can make double the fusions that turn, so it's pretty cool. So it's not a bad card to draw into as long as you have Alistair. Otherwise, it's brick. And then the other invoked spell I run, it's a little spicy. Book of the Law. This card is not as great just because it's not searchable off of Alistair. Really wish it was, though. Like, it's his freaking book.
It's his book.
But this card's pretty crazy. It's won me some games. If you have the field spell out, your opponent can't negate it. They can't warning or whatever. They can't negate it with like a toad or something. So it's pretty cool, and it can get you out the attribute you need. A lot of times, like if I'm going for game, I'll bring out the fire dude, and he just helps me get the piercing.
They can still de-barrier though, right?
Yeah, you can still de-barrier it, but
that's like the only card that could get you.
Yeah,
basically.
But it's nice that it can't be negated with Cyber Dragon or Toad or whatever it is, which is nice. Then triple Pot of Greed. Wonder Wand, it's pretty insane. It just works really nice with Alistair and the Wind Witches because they're all spellcasters, and it just lets you draw in your traps and your other engine starters, so it's really good as well. Then you played double Titty Twisters.
Because everyone hates back row.
Yeah, because back row is prevalent, and then 1 Regeki for the Saki board wipes. And then this card has been really nice for me. Forbidden Chalice. Again, it's another nice go second. It's nice going first too. Like it can just halt your opponent's plays, which is amazing. So that's why I run 2. 3 seemed a little bit unnecessary. Now onto the traps. So since you're playing Artifact, you gotta play Artifact Sanctum. I only run 2 just because I feel like 2 is enough because I'm only running 3 artifacts, and I mean with 3 you'd probably see it more often, but I also don't want this to become a dead card at all either, because again, like I just draw my artifacts like way too much. Plus I don't have a 3rd, so that's another reason. So then 2 Mirror Forces, 1 Quaking, 1 Regular. This is really nice if you're going to go Purgatrio, and then this is just nice and clear back. Right? I mean, they're both nice because they just pressure your opponent when they're trying to kill you.
Now that you have another Quaking, do you think you might replace the other Mirror Force with it?
Nah, I do like classic Mirror Force. It can be, in some cases, it can be nice, like...
Yeah, so as far as Mirror Forces go, it all depends, I think, yeah.
Yeah, with this deck...
Of what board you have set up.
Exactly, like with this deck, Quaking can be nice, but you don't always have a shitload of monsters on board, and you don't always have a way to make Purgatrio, where you just rather clear their board instead, so that can be nicer. Then 1 Call the Haunted, bring back fusions and stuff, and it can be pretty broken at times. 1 Trap Stun. This card is another one of my little techs for the deck. It's just really nice against things like Paleo. It's good. It's really great in the late game, I've found. There was like 1 play where my only out to this guy's board was to do the Wind Witch combo and make Crystal Wing. And so I'm doing the combo, and I bring out Clearwing Synchro Dragon, and he Boundless Trap Hole me, and I just flip this, and so it didn't kill it. And so that like really helped me win that game. So I do like Trap Stun. I mean, there's situations where you side it out, but then if you see it, like, it's really nice too. 1 Torrential, 1 D-Barrier, 1 Warning. These are all pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Just great cards. Then the extra deck. So Synchros, 1 of the Wind Witch for that extra burn damage if you're going first and they don't do any hand traps or anything. 1 Clearwing, this guy is nuts. Like, double negates. If like in the mirror match, he is so fucking good. Like, I had a play where my opponent, right before I made Crystal Wing, he tries to flip this with Raijin, and he also had a Mechaba on board. So he tries to flip it, I negate it, because he's targeting him, and then the Mechaba activates its effect, and it's a higher level, so I negate that again. So I destroy both, and he gets up to like 7,200 attack, and then you just like attack for game. It's amazing.
It's insane.
Yep. 1 Stardust Dragon. This dude can be pretty nice as well if they get through your Crystal Wing, just because he's pretty much like a My Body as a shield. Like, he's just nice like that. So yeah, that's all the synchros I run. And you just make them all with the Wind Witches, but you can't... Stardust is nice because you can make him with a Wind Witch and Alistair as well, so it's a good way to just make Alistair more useful. And then 2 Xyz, I play 1 Pleiades, 1 Castel. Castel doesn't really need an explanation, but Pleiades is for the artifacts, because sometimes you do resolve a couple artifacts in a game, and it doesn't come up a lot, but like after they resolve like a turn or 2 later, like they're just vanilla monsters at that point. So you really want to get the best use out of them, and this guy, he doesn't come up all the time, but you know, when you need him, he's good. And then the rest are all fusions. You play 1 Caliga, 1 Coitus, 1 Purgatrio. These guys you really don't make that much. This is like just an act of desperation. I really fucking hate this card. Like, it's good, kinda defensively, but like if you're not careful, it'll hinder your plays too.
Yeah, it's like I don't see usage out of him very often, even if you...
Yeah, he's really not that great. Coitus is really nice if your opponent like is using Gamma Seal or some shit, or if you get the quick play off. He's a great wall because he's just a Magispector. And then Purgatrio, if you're going for game, like, he's just nuts. And then you play 1 Elysium. I almost never make this card. I'd probably consider cutting it. It can come in handy against like some weird rogue decks, I guess, or maybe Noids after you bait out like negations and shit, because they're all like the same attribute. Like, he can be good for that, but you really don't make this very often. Megalanica, you do make, because you play Maxi. He's good. 1 Makuba. I would play 2 if I had more, because he's easily one of the best fusions. And then my favorite, triple Raijin. You're playing Wind Witches, you gotta play the Wind guy, especially because after the combo, all you can do is make winds. And this dude, he's a Book of Moon. Like, you know what he does. He's amazing. Play him. That's my deck profile. Enjoy.
Now side deck?
Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot about the side deck. Yeah, I guess we'll do the side deck.
What about all the spicy spice?
I mean, a lot of these cards are pretty standard. Like, triple Lancia.
Well, I don't know why you would run those.
yeah, triple Lancia. Like, you don't want people to banish stuff. This card, I've found most useful in the mirror match.
He's
like,
such a
oh my
spice
god.
type,
If they activate Invocation, if you resolve this against another Invoke player after they activate Invocation, they're probably not going to bring out a fusion. And it's amazing. 3 Kaijus, Sticky String, Light Guy, and Gamma Seal. Double Slumber.
So a little mini kaiju engine when you feel like you're going to go second?
Yeah, sometimes. I don't side it in that often.
Well, what would you take out to put it in if you're going second?
I can't give away that kind of information, dude.
Alright.
It literally depends on the matchup. 1 Dark Hole if you don't want to go for the Kaiju engine, I guess. I don't know, I just like put it in there. And double Lance is what I was running because I don't have any of my bodies at the moment. Because one thing this deck really suffers from is board wipes. And so this can protect your monsters to an extent from like a Raigeki or some shit. So I tried it. Didn't really come up that much. But I'd probably continue to try it in the future. Double Forbidden Apocrypha. Just against meta shit like Zoo and Frogs. It's just great to get rid of the XCs. 1 Starlight Road. 1 Anti-Spell Fragrance. It's just, you gotta side it because, like, you're already playing Stardust and, like, it's another thing that protects you from board wipes. So, like, you just need it there to, like, just get your guy out. Like, it's like, why not run it? And then Anti-Spell Fragrance just as, like, a Saki card against, like, Pendulum decks or something that, where, like, if I draw it and I already have an established board, like, you can just really shut down Pendulum.
Or Blue Eyes.
Yeah, or Blue Eyes. And, okay, so yeah, that's my deck. Play it. It's fun. It's a cool deck. And, I mean, it gets a bad rep sometimes. Some people say it's not that great, but I disagree. I think it's a great deck. And it's definitely more fun than Zoo, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's all. Tap, subscribe. And
Forgotten Streams.
Forgotten Streams. Peace.